Whoa. That's a big clip. Okay. Wide angle lens. Wow. Holy crap. See this? This thing's like... It's like my palm. Alright, let's try this out real quick. That to the audio quality. That. Yeah, that might be a problem. I already think this looks a lot better. So I am currently using the wide angle lens because right now that's it right there. Pretty much touching it though, because like you saw in the first shot, if I go from the back, then I can't. This looks great. This looks like I'm literally just talking into a camera that is, it is not this close. It is perfect. I'm holding it. Great. We're on the path to success. My only gripe with this thing is that if I put it on the other side, the back-facing camera, then it won't work with my audio. The audio might not work. So we're back to the problem of, hold on. We're back to the problem of me not being able to always get audio because I don't know what's wrong. Is obviously wrong with the microphone, but the couple of vlogs that I did from the back-facing camera, it seemed to work, so we'll see how this sounds and works. I think I'll be using the back with this wide angle for time lapses and that kind of stuff. Hopefully this looks a little better, and yeah, I mean the quality doesn't look that bad on the phone, but when it transfers to the computer, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, right now I'm at my boss's house. I'm going to clean the Porsche. I may or may not have told you guys about the Porsche. I'm gonna cut that scene out because I didn't wash it, but I'm gonna wash it now. Yeah, this is my job. Washing $90,000 cars. Okay, I think this is a good place to do Q&A. All right, so I'm out here right now. I don't know if you can hear me very well, but I think I can just turn up the volume. This is the site. This is my background, a little better than being at school for the past 2 Q&As. So let's get right into it. Okay, so first questions come from Hudson. He asked, first of all, what country would you like to travel and what country would you like to live in one day? Right now I think I would really like to travel to either Germany, the UK, France. All those places in Europe really fascinate me. I've never been to Europe before. Besides that though, my dad has been saying a couple of times that we might go to Ireland and play golf at St. Andrews. If you guys know where that is, it's like the first place they ever like started golf. So it's a historic golf course. So he was thinking we were gonna do that over the summer, but it's a very expensive trip, so we'll see if that happens. So to answer your question, Hudson, I'd definitely like to travel to somewhere in Europe. I really could care less. Just somewhere that's not the United States. It would just be a culture shock and so much different. All right, so his next question was, what place would you like to live in? Where would you like to live? Right now, I would really like to live probably California, like Santa Barbara is really nice, San Diego. Someplace where it's still close to the beach but isn't Hawaii, where I can do so many more things and there's so much more going on. Yeah, I think that would be a place I would like to move to sometime soon, or maybe even after college. I feel like all these questions are like, where do you want to live? It depends on where I want to live. I mean, starting with like me right now, as being an 18-year-old, I would love to live in California, like I said, and here comes people, it's gonna be really awkward. Okay, the tourists are gone for now. Okay, so like I was saying, California right now would definitely be a place of interest that I would love to live in. 20s to 30s, I don't see myself living in like the Midwest or even like inward, like past like Utah or Arizona. I feel like it's just I feel like I need there to be like some water around me. Like I've lived on an island 18 years for my entire life, so I feel like if I don't, I'm not saying I need this in my backyard or being relatively close. I just like the fact that, you know, if I were to drive an hour or two, the ocean is a great place, and I know that there's no other place really that I can swim and surf and bodyboard and do all these other great things like you can in Hawaii, considering the ocean is very cold most of the time. So I see myself living West Coast. East Coast, it's just too cold, and I really have only been to the East Coast like twice. Okay, thanks to the 2 people on Twitter that actually asked me a question. You guys rock. Okay, Maya asks, what do you fear most about traveling? And for a solid answer for that, I don't fear anything. I really have not been in a situation where it felt like my life was in danger, or where I felt like I was going to die, or, you know, any of that stuff. There was one time back, oh my god, this is a long time ago. Back in 2000, I'd say 3 or 4 or 5, we lived on Oahu, and we actually had a house on Lanai, which is not that island over there, but it's like above this cliff that I'm standing right in front of. So we were flying from Oahu to Lanai, and we just bought a house over there. So my dad, I believe, my dad was already landed. He had to get some furniture for the house, and then we started, he started cooking food, and here comes another person, god damn it. 10 seconds after I say that, again, another car. I hate this right now. All right, no more cars. Let's get this over with. Okay, so back what I was saying, my dad was on the ground. He was at the house, and actually, Lanai is a very small, not island per se, but there's only 3,000 people that live there, so it's very barren. And we're kind of close to the airport. Well, the airport's close to everything. It's right in the middle of everything. And he was cooking steaks, because we called him. We were like, you know, we're gonna land in 30 minutes. It's like a 5-minute drive to his house, to the house. And we were circling the airport for a good, I'd say, 2 hours. And why this happened was because, well, Lanai City, the city is about 3,000 to 4,000 feet above sea level, and a bunch of the clouds actually were low forming cumulus clouds. I'm not sure exactly what type they were, but they were, you know, right over the runway and all the houses, so you couldn't see anything. There was no storm. It was raining, but you couldn't see anything. It was just the entire island was just covered in clouds like above 2,000 feet. And so this happened, and we're in the air for 2 hours, and the airplane, I kid you not, is probably about a 15-seater airplane. So it was kind of nerve-wracking, but I mean, I was, what, in 2004, 6 years old? I probably didn't think it was that big of a deal, but my mom was kind of freaking out because she said, you know, what are we gonna do? And then finally, after like, the plane ride, like I said, is like a 20 to 25 minute plane ride. We were in the air for at least 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and then they finally said we can't land, and we flew back to Oahu, and then we stayed the night on Oahu. And so unfortunately, my dad cooked dinner that was supposed to be for me, my mom, and him, and he ate alone, unfortunately. But then the next morning we flew in, and that was that. So I'd say that's definitely probably the scariest thing that's happened on an airplane. Really, for anything, I'm scared that our bags will be left like they did in Arizona, Hawaiian Airlines. So this question probably isn't in the best interest for me to answer. There's a bug. The bug just landed on my goddamn move. Okay, so this question isn't the best for me to answer. I would have to say the best airline I've experienced is Hawaiian, and yes, that is being completely biased because number one, Hawaiian is pretty much the only airline I've ever flew on, and number two, I mean, they're good most of the time unless they lose the bags. But yeah, interesting airlines that I want to fly on that look, you know, good. JetBlue, Alaska. I'm going to be flying on Alaska a lot because they have a direct flight from Maui to Portland, which is where I'm going to college in a couple of months. So airline review of Alaska coming up in about 3-4 months. Okay, I've been here now for way too long. I've been here for probably 45 minutes. That's probably going to trim down into 4 minutes. So yeah, that's the end of the Q&A. Thank you guys for the questions. Please leave more questions down below so I can answer these. I really like doing these. I could really care less what the theme is. Ask away. The more questions, the better the vlog and the Q&A will turn out. So thank you. See that smoke coming from over there? I'm pretty sure that is actually a meth house. Pretty sure they cook either meth or weed or something, because I don't know. Whenever I go down there, it smells like weed.